I want to explore this notion of tribes and tribalism, and it's not a new concept by any means. It's not a new concept that I'm exploring, but I want to dig a little bit deeper into this. So I'm a massive proponent of inclusivity. I'm a massive proponent of being less exclusive in our society and more inclusive. I also believe, though, we at some point at the beginning stages of our exploration of understanding ourselves, we have to be exclusive. So let me go into this. It's so important for men. This is really a video for men. It's so important for men to create tribes, to create gangs. Now, I'm not talking about gangs in the modern sense of the word, where we're destroying ourselves, where we're hurting others, where we're being highly exclusive at our own game, as hyper-selfish activity. I'm talking about beyond that. I'm talking about an honor code that we develop, where we learn together, where we grow together, where we challenge ourselves for growth, where we abide by principles of mastery and honor and courage and strength and so forth. And we begin to understand ourselves from a very different perspective. And so surrounding ourselves with men that we revere and that we respect and that are close to us and that we can develop these skills with, and even new skills, and that we can develop a trust with and an honoring with and a reverence with, is very, very important. Now, to do that, we have to move into this tribal orientation. We have to develop a gang or a tribe of men that we can cultivate a history with, spend physical time with, get connected to, feel really something that we're a part of. And so when we do this, we begin to learn more about who we are, what we're capable of. We begin to extend ourselves. We begin to push and challenge ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And when we do this in the confines of a tribe that we can resonate with, that we share similar values, and this is a very important part of this, is developing and joining and being part of a tribe of men where you can share similar values with. This becomes imperative to our health. Now, the values that we share, Steve, how are you, brother? The values that we share, there's a caveat to this, because they also have to lend themselves to the prosperity of humanity. And so this is a stepping point. This is a stepping stone. Sorry about the background noise. This is a stepping stone for us to integrate greater levels or higher levels of consciousness into this tribe mentality. And so why is a tribe so important? We grew up. We evolved. When I say grow up, we evolved in tribes. We evolved in being with men where we protected ourselves, where we protected what we valued, where we pursued what was important to us, where we procreated together as well. Obviously not men and men, but we were in a gang, a tribe, a village, a tribal setting. This is very powerful. And so we take this natural evolution of self and of men, and we bring this into contemporary times. Now we juxtaposition that with an elevation in consciousness. And what does that mean? Then we're talking about being good men. And that is a cultural construct and a cultural norm. So we begin to identify values of how we construct our own masculinity, how we construct what it means to be a good man. Not being good at being a man, that's different. That part of that is being in a tribe. Part of that is adhering to qualities of strength and courage and mastery, actually mastering our environment, being in contact with our environment, knowing and learning how to survive, having and carrying physical prowess is part of being good at being a man. Now, being a good man, that's a different kettle of fish. That's a different conversation. But these are virtues, these are characteristics that we hold true and close to us, that help us identify who we are. I want to say thank you to everyone for being on as well, by the way, and actually watching and listening. Leave any comments or questions in the comment box as well. That's important too. I want to be able to answer them if you have any questions. And so this idea of tribe is so important. Now, I'm not saying that a virtual tribe, there's anything wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And we also need physical contact with men. We need men that we can trust, that if we are challenged, if a zombie apocalypse, that's right, a zombie apocalypse hits the earth, you can band together with a tribe of men that you can go out into the world and protect what is yours, protect your way of life, protect your being. Now, there are complications with this, but I don't want to go too deep into that right now. And the reason why is because I just want you to focus on the importance of being in a tribe of brothers that share like-minded values that you can rely on when you're in times of difficulty and pain. Women are really good at this. Women have been really good at banding together and creating tribe. women are powerful at this. Men have really isolated themselves for so long, this lone warrior mentality. Now, there's nothing wrong with that because that's also necessary as well. We have to be self-reliant men. Again, a conversation for another time. But I'm a massive advocate of self-reliance. It's something that I teach deeply it's one of the key principles of the conscious warrior model that I have, which is part of the Reclaim Your Kingdom 3-month immersive online journey that commences Monday, the 11th of March, a few days away. So men, if you're watching this, jump on that, reclaimyourkingdom.com. I'll put it here in the comments. And also, ladies, if you have a man that is good to go for Reclaim Your Kingdom, or you feel could really benefit from being in a tribe of other brothers, then direct here. I've got a question. Aren't the ways we confront and deal with problems different for each person? Absolutely. And when we're supported by like-minded people that we trust, respect, and revere, we gain a different perspective into those quote-unquote problems or those puzzles to be solved. So we really develop a greater sense of self, and we're able to move through that difficulty and that pain far more effectively. And so it becomes imperative that we surround ourselves with people that we trust, respect, and revere, and that are close to us. And so this is the importance of physical tribe as well. Develop a history with men that you can care for, that care about you, that see you for who you are, that will challenge you, develop you, give you insight into a new way of being that maybe you haven't seen before. Maybe you're stuck in an area of life and you need to shift from that. Well, guess what? A tribe of brothers that support you and see you and challenge you will help you do that massively. And so go into this with open eyes. Having a virtual tribe is also super important. I'm a massive advocate of that. And I'm a massive advocate if shit hits the fan, you live very close, a few blocks, a few houses in the same neighborhood to a group of men that have got your back in any capacity. And so what we're doing to there is we're feeding something that's deep within our evolutionary makeup. And that is the need to bond and bind with other brothers. So I urge you, if you can do anything today, is begin the process of finding men that you really resonate with, really connect with. And so Well on the Road has said it is so incredible that you and other men are doing such important work in the world. Grateful for your work and dedication with such meaningful, transformative work. Thank you so much, Well on the Road. I appreciate that. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Share this video, comment on it. Check out Reclaim Your Kingdom. We start March the 11th. This is a powerful, transformative journey. Actually, I've got my beloved here. She's just on an interview. Darling, tell them all about Reclaim. They can hear you. Tell them all about Reclaim Your Kingdom in less than 2 minutes.
Well, here's the thing. I've never taken Reclaim Your Kingdom, but I feel like I'm living with the final result of the program, and this man walks the talk. I don't know if any of you know me or my work, but I had a super, I don't want to say high standard, I was just really super clear on what I wanted in a man. I wanted a man with integrity, who was healthy emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, sexually, who knew how to make me feel safe, who really just knew how to see me because he knows himself and who was committed to growth. And this man is like, it's gonna make me cry. He's the best. He makes me so happy and he makes me so safe and he makes me feel so seen and so supported, and I just want more men to study with him and work with him, because I really do feel like if more women could experience from their partners, from their sons, from their fathers, from their friends, from their bosses, what I experience on a daily basis, things really would start to change in the world. So you put me on the spot. Now I'm embarrassed.
So cute, super cute. I'm very humbled and I'm very honored, darling. I love you so much. So men, tribe, join one. You need it. And this beautiful woman was always telling the truth. So check out Reclaim Your Kingdom as well. I'd love to have you there. Power and blessings to you, brothers.